What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to another episode of the Dossier, the Marvel Crisis Protocol show, where we talk about Crisis Protocol characters, their sculpt, their card, and how we kind of feel they fit into the game. Of course, these are just kind of our own thoughts and opinions. If you want to get some really good, in-depth tactical insight, there's lots of great discussions online. Definitely go check them out. And of course, this show can't happen without all the wonderful support over at patreon.com/AegisBrand Thank you to everyone who is a patron over there. You guys allow me to expand and do additional content, keep this content current, and even upgrade hardware, which we are using a brand new camera that has been made possible because of you guys. So thank you so much for that. And of course, you keep my dog fed. So thank you so much for that as well. Excuse me. So today we are going to be taking a look at a patron request for Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, Stephen Vincent Strange, Sexy Strange, as we all like to colloquially know him as. So let's take a look at this model, and this really is a great Doctor Strange model. Like, there is no question about it. It is just a fantastic model. It's got some great sense of movement to it. He's coming out of that portal. He's got the cloak flowing behind him. It's more than just a tactical rock on here. Everything about this model, I really like. I feel like I need to go back and do a little bit more justice to it, like clean up some of the black bodice a little bit more of his suit, and do a little bit more details to the face. But generally speaking, like, I like most of what they've done with the Convocation and Mystic models in this game, because I think that just in general, they all have a really nice sense of fluidity and motion to them, and all the little mystic portals and all that sort of stuff. Let's actually get that on camera here. All the little mystic portals always look really great, and they're actually quite a bit of fun to paint as well. So I got to give this one really nice marks. I really dig the Convocation models. Even if my Doctor Strange kind of came out looking a little bit more like Vincent Price than Doctor Strange here. But yeah, big fan of Strange Supreme model. I think it's really kind of cool. As far as the model itself, we got Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, 6 stamina on both sides, medium mover, size 2, 5 threat. He is a 3/3/5 for his defensive stats, so nothing too bad there. Would be nice to have a little bit better energy on his defensive stat, being a 5 threat and all, but he does have some really nice tech to kind of work with that. So as for his attacks, he's got a Mystic Attack, Baleful Bolts of Balthak, range 3, 5 dice. It is your typical builder of a power, so you're going to gain power equal to damage dealt. And it does have a Wild Pierce. I'm always a fan of Wild Pierces on Mystic Attacks. I think that generally speaking, it's really nice, because I think Mystic Attacks are one of those ones where Mystic defenses aren't always the best across the board, so getting that extra little bit of sort of oomph to it, as it were, just really kind of helps there. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this thing in focus here, and it's just being problematic. So yeah, there we go. Right back here. So I really like the Mystic Pierce on that one. Next up, we have the Deadly Daggers of Davroth. It is a range 5, 6 dice for 1 power. It is listed as physical, but you can actually choose your damage type, and I always really like these ones. Being able to basically just get through the damage type that is the most beneficial. Always really solid, really nice. So big fan of that. Then we have the Shining Circle of the Seraphim. It's an area 2, 7 dice for 6 power. Allied characters in range of this attack do not suffer damage from the attack, so that's kind of cool. No friendly fire. It is a Wild Cleanse. After each attack is resolved, remove 1 special condition from this character and each allied character within range 2 of it. So if you happen to be bunched up, a lot of conditions, great way of getting that off. And then a Wild Shield Salve. After each attack is resolved, remove 1 damage from this character and each character within 2 of it. So it's kind of neat in the sense of that you can actually heal up a lot of your team, get rid of a lot of conditions if you're in the right position, but it does require you to be really bunched up. Not all scenarios are really going to facilitate that sort of clumpiness, as it were. Maybe on a Researcher, Gamma, or Demons Downtown or something like that. But if you're on a D shape or something like that, you're not necessarily going to be close enough to really make the best use of it. I don't think it's worth the 6 power for it. If you happen to get every single benefit, sure, maybe. I think you could bring this down to a 5 power cost, and it would probably be okay. But yeah, I mean, this is still one of the earlier days of their area attacks where, they were still kind of finding a lot of their footing with it. Unfortunately, it could be a little bit better in this case, though. It's just kind of something that exists. So next up, we have the Scalpel of Strange, an active superpower for 4 power. Choose this character or a character within 2 and place it within 3 of its current position. A character can be placed by the superpower only once per turn. This is his bread and butter right here. This is one of the best forms of displacement in the game. I will not accept any arguments otherwise. he The fact that he can displace characters that much is just so good. Range 3 is a lot of distance. That is 6 inches that you're putting someone out of position, and that's on top of the range 2 from Strange as well. The fact that he can do it multiple times is just an extra little bit of icing on that cake. And with that pierce on his mystic attack, it's not outside the realm of possibility that you're going to build up enough power that you can do this 2, maybe 3 times in a single activation. I have seen it happen. I've even seen it happen 4 times, which is wild. I love Scalpel of Strange. This is such a good ability, and I think this is one of the best reasons to take Strange in your list. He's got an innate power, Chosen of the Vishanti, so he's going to gain an additional 2 power every power phase. Awesome, great way to power him up. He's also got the Eye of Agamotto. This character can modify and reroll skull dice results, and this character may reroll all of its attack or defense dice once per attack. Basically, he's got a recal on a stick that only affects him. This is a really nice thing. This gets him out of a lot of trouble. It can make him very punchy, but it can also make him very defensive as well. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this ability. Next up, we have the Mystic Armor of Strange. When this character is defending against an energy or mystic attack, for each wild in the defense roll, it may change one of the attacker's hit, crits, or wilds to a blank. This character gains 1 power for each die changed this way. This is the Reverse Pierce. We've talked about it on other things. I love it. This is probably one of my favorite defensive abilities in the game. Some people don't like it as much as I do. I absolutely love this as an ability. I love it on Bishop, who gets it on all defensive types. I love it on Captain Marvel. I love it on Doctor Strange. This is great. Like, just getting that wild basically counts as 2 successes for you as a result, which is just absolutely amazing. And then, of course, he has Flight. So that is Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme. So where does he kind of exist in the game? Well, obviously he is a staple for Convocation. I think he's just really good in there. He helps the rest of the team kind of get in and do what he wants to do. As far as other affiliations, at 5 threat, he's a tricky one to splash places. I've seen some interesting discussion with him with Steve 1 and reducing the cost of that Scalpel of Strange down to 3 instead of 4. Just get a little bit more utility out of it. That's okay. I'm not absolutely huge on that particular one, but I do think anywhere you could probably slot him into places and affiliations that might throw some extra power his way. A-Force, if you're willing to go with 11 threat before you even add an extra A-Force character. Cabal could be kind of interesting. Red Skull Cabal, where you're getting that extra 1 power whenever you do damage to anyone. Alternatively, I think it could be kind of interesting to see him in Xavier X-Men. Just because that Scalpel of Strange, not only is it giving a power to another character on your team, but you're also moving your guys around, making a mobile faction even more mobile. So it's very cool. But I do think, primarily speaking, Convocation is where he kind of lives. So that is Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme. That's the overview. Leave your comments below. Where do you like using this guy? And if you have any secret sauce that you want to share with everyone else, definitely sound off. And thank you so much for watching, for subscribing, all that sort of great stuff. And for everyone who's a patron, thank you so much for being a patron. You guys make this happen, so thank you so much for that. And of course, if you want to support the channel, you too can become a patron for a couple bucks a month, or you can go hit up iwargame.net, use code AegisBrand, save 10% on your Wargaming map purchases. Thank you so much for watching. Happy wargaming.